Good morning, my beautiful babes and babettes. How are we? I apologize that there was no video yesterday, but it was Canadian Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I know, we're different, whatever. Uh, Today I would like to embark with you upon my next series of videos, and these ones are going to be more about the intellectual or mental aspect of disability than about the physical. I think it's very important to talk about this aspect first, after all the introductory stuff is over, because there are quite a number of people with depression, especially throughout the world. And since I believe I'm going to be talking primarily to Americans, I do want to talk to you about the pandemic that has been going on in your country and mine, because I imagine that the statistics are similar for years now, not months. I'm not talking about the current one, I'm talking about depression. Depression as a mental illness can, at this point, I think, be considered a pandemic because 40% of Americans have some form of depression, either unipolar or bipolar, and I'll explain what those mean. And as I say, I believe the statistics would be similar in Canada, although we have a much smaller population than you do. So, when it comes to this, I am going to say off the bat, I am not a professional. I have no medical degree whatsoever. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a psychologist. I do have some measure of knowledge when it comes to this field, but I don't have any on the ground experience. In other words, when it comes to this, I am a well meaning idiot, and I would really appreciate some consultation in the comments. If you yourself have depression, then amazing. Well, amazing in that you can help other people. But if you don't have depression, it's most likely that you do know someone who does. So, firstly, I would explain the terms unipolar versus bipolar. Unipolar depression is where you are always down. Bipolar depression is that you have very severe periods of being down, followed by very severe periods of being up and jittery and energetic, but still not happy. I want to draw a very, very important distinction here, though. Depression is not chronic sadness. So far as I understand depression, and in most cases, it is not chronic sadness, it is chronic apathy. For anyone here who has seen the movie Inside Out, you will know exactly what depression is because the main character, Riley, exhibits depression in the latter half of the movie leading up to the climax. You'll notice that even in the symbolism of the movie, her clothes go from colorful stripes, and you'll notice that all of those stripes line up with the colors of the emotions in her head to later on when she's only wearing black. That is an outward expression of what's going on inside. She has lost the capability to feel anything at all. That is what depression is. That is why it is so detrimental to people's health. And there is just as much a social aspect to depression as there is a mental or medical aspect. I will not deny the existence of medically provable depression because there can be chemical imbalances, there can be things that have happened that have changed what your brain puts out and how it filters your environment. But the social aspect is all the more pervasive because, in terms of the social aspect, it will often be what happens in your environment that can make you sicker. And it can often be the case that, especially in countries and cultures where it is, quote, not okay to be sad, that is horrific for mental health, and people will be judged based on how they are feeling by other people, but will often also be taught to inculcate what other people see them as doing. As I say, depression is not chronic sadness, it is chronic apathy. And it's very difficult to say to an apathetic person, just be happy. It's actually impossible. It is literally impossible to just be happy. And I think that that is one of the most harmful aspects of depression, that in our culture, it is not acceptable to have depression, especially in males. But I'm hoping for a little bit of consultation from a friend of mine who has experienced depression for quite a long time. He's currently in England and won't be heading home till the end of the month, but I'm hoping that maybe he will be able to help me out on this. Him and anyone else who wants to help me out in the comments, because as I say, I am only a well-meaning idiot when it comes to this stuff. I don't want to cause further harm. I don't want to misrepresent. So please, if anyone is capable of doing so, help me out. All right, so that is your introduction to depression. And tomorrow I will talk more about the difference between unipolar versus bipolar depression and the possible treatments. There's really no cure for these different disorders, and how they can be both medically done and socially done. Thank you very, very much for your time. As I say, I would definitely appreciate consultation on this one. And leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will get to it. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.